Cuffs are off, man. Get right. Too many left in these leagues, but I ain't gonna leave. I'ma get right. Get right. Down to the bottom and scratch it for all the...
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, everybody? It's Marcus Grant.
This is AJ Dillon of the Green Bay Packers.
I got to give a shout out to y'all at Get Right Fantasy.
If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You want to lose your league?
Our league. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Best of luck with your podcast. Appreciate the support.
And you're tuned in to watch my boys at Get Right Fantasy Network. Get you right. Enjoy the show.
But I tune in every Friday. Strategies provided, I will lock in every way. So go and roll your sleeves up. Yeah, go roll your sleeves up. And I'm getting down, cause I roll my sleeves up. And I'm getting right, cause I roll my sleeves up.
What up? What up? What up, world? Welcome back. This is the Get Right Fantasy Network with me, Mike Herrick, aka Classic Mike. And this is our Week 10 active and inactive show. I'll be going over news and notes since our Friday show. Also kind of giving you guys little updates of the Giants and Panthers game that is out in Germany right now being played. They just got into halftime. Panthers are up 10-0. I'll get into that in a minute. And then at 11:30 or whenever the news comes in, I'll give you guys actives and inactives for the 1 p.m. games. If you have any start-sit questions leading up, please make sure to throw it in the chat. I will get to them as soon as possible. We also have our super chats on as well for immediate responses. I'll stop the show just to answer your questions first. But go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. Also try when you guys put your questions in, make sure you guys add league size, type of scoring, half, full, tight end premium, all that fun stuff, so we can give you guys the best answer possible. Also, if you're new to the show, this is our weekly lineup. We have a show daily, every day. We have a show tomorrow. That's going to be our waiver wire ads. We have Tycoon in the Fantasy Boardroom on Tuesday. We have our buy low, sell high show on Wednesday, and we also have Phil with the extra point as well. Then on Thursday, Phil's back, and he does his props right up to Thursday Night Football. And then we also have our 2 Friday shows. We have part 1 and part 2, one starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, with me on the active and inactive show for you guys right here. So make sure you guys throw those questions in the chat, and I will get to them as soon as possible. First, I'm going to go through some news and notes from Friday. Since our Friday show. Players that are already ruled out, for those that don't already know: Keon Coleman, he will be out today with a wrist injury. Michael Pittman, out with back. Darius Slayton is not playing currently, so hopefully you don't have him in your lineup. Adam Thielen as well. Brian Robinson Jr. will be out today, as well as Mike Evans and Dameon Pierce. Those are the names that you really need to know. There are a few others as well. Dak Prescott will be out, but we'll talk about him in a few minutes. First and foremost, we got news today. CMC is going to be activated off IR, of course. He was limited for 2 practices in full on Friday. As for Mike Garafolo, CMC should see roughly 20 touches in his return. So this is good for the 49ers and also for anybody that has CMC today. So you get to load him up. Niners are also going to have Deebo Samuel. He's listed as questionable for Sunday's game due to a rib and oblique injury. He is expected to play versus the Bucs today as well. Next, like I said, we're going to talk about Dak Prescott real quick. Dak Prescott is planning to undergo season-ending surgery on his partially torn hamstring, pending the opinion of one final specialist, as per ESPN. Dak is flying to New York to meet with some specialists, but Cowboys doctors already believe he needs surgery, and that would sideline him for 4 months, which would mean he's out for the season. So if you have Dak, prepare for that. Chris Olave is also going to be placed on injured reserve. There's a really good chance Chris Olave will be out for the rest of the season. He is currently in the process of visiting with specialists as well, and it's looking more and more like he will be out for the rest of the season. Some big news I'm going to get to the Sunday games, and then I'll get to these, the early Sunday game news, and then I'll get to the other news real quick. Drake London is expected to play on Sunday. He's been nursing a hip pointer injury. He will be playing today. Micah Parsons will play this Sunday as well after, suffering his high ankle sprain. He will be there. Brian Thomas Jr. and Gabe Davis are both questionable, but both are expected to play today. So Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas Jr. will be out there. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like they will have their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He could be out for the rest of the season with an AC joint injury to his right shoulder. That means Mac Jones should be starting for the Jaguars. Jalen McMillan is also good to go after being labeled as questionable during the week. This is per Jeremy Fowler. So he will be out there today. The biggest news, the two guys that we've been really waiting to hear about is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is questionable for Monday night's game versus the Rams. He did make the flight out to LA. He missed practice on Friday and Saturday, which is, if you're playing during the week, Thursday and Friday, with a new wrist injury. Apparently, he's been dealing with this since preseason, but it's, since then it's been okay, and then he re-aggravated it recently. He's a true game time decision as per Ian Rappaport. So just be aware that, some little news and notes. Mike McDaniel said, just trying to get him to game day. He's prepared, and if his body lets him play, but we'll see. I'm optimistic that he's going to do everything he can in order to play. You can interpret that, you guys can interpret that any way that you'd like. To me, he seems like a true game time decision. This is going to be down to the wire. So unless you have a really good backup on Monday, I would try to look at different options on your bench. I currently have Tyreek Hill in one of my leagues that I'm trying to, make a decision. And it was between him and Josh Downs. I went with Josh Downs just because I feel like in this particular scenario, I have a better chance of Downs doing well than, Tyreek being on the field on, Monday night. If it ends up Tyreek going off on my bench, it is what it is. But at this point, I know for a fact that I have somebody in instead of waiting until Monday night, and I don't have anybody to back them up. And, backing them up with guys that don't really matter is not going to help me. Like Demarcus Robinson, I'd rather play Josh Downs. There's a whole list of guys that I would rather play. The other guy that we're waiting for is Nico Collins. I've been waiting anxiously. If you follow me on Twitter, you would see this. Nico Collins has been activated from IR as of Saturday. So he's activated and could play. He is on the 53-man roster after only practicing in limited capacity on Friday. He is a true and will be a game time decision as per Ian Rappaport. We're going to have to wait and see how this one goes. All signs look like he should play. He looked, from what, beat reporters have said, that he looked good in practice. Really just waiting. They were waiting to see how everything would work out at the end of the day. So now it's really just waiting on the word if he's going to play or not. If you have better options, you might want to play it. I'm in the same situation where I have Nico Collins. There's a few leagues that I have Jameson Williams that I can, or Jameson Williams. I could pretty much throw him in to the lineup if that's the case. I can always switch them out for, I can switch Jameson out for Nico, which is easy. But in other leagues, I have Nico and guys like David Montgomery and things like that, who I feel a little bit better about for this particular game. So then I have to be in a position to go, do I play David Montgomery or Nico Collins? And I won't know until the last minute. Tap PPR, I'm leaning more David Montgomery than I would be for Nico Collins, but that's if he plays. I also have Josh Downs, Drake London that are in those spots, for my wide receiver. It's going to be an interesting evening, to say the least. So let's get to some of your questions. Dylan Finnick, what's going on, man? He goes full PPR, different leagues. Sounds good. Start sit, one running back. Ugly. Yeah, bro, that is ugly. Akers or Chris Rodriguez. Gross. I don't hate Akers. I really don't. I think Akers for that particular scenario doesn't look bad at all. It's definitely going against a poor defense. Steelers are pretty decent overall against the run. Let me just look at my stats real quick. Steelers are roughly roughly 11th against the running back. So far this season, Jags are 30th. I'm going to go Akers. If you're going to go to, if you're at the bottom of the barrel, that right now, let me just check some other things. Just the current weather situations. Yeah, there's a chance of showers for that Jacksonville game, so it's going to be gross. 20-mile-an-hour winds, so it looks like this could be a little bit more of a running game for them. It's also the same thing in Pittsburgh, but it doesn't look like, it doesn't look crazy, but it definitely looks like more of a chance of running the ball in Jacksonville. So I think we're going to do that. Giants and Panthers just started up. The kickoff, of course, there's a penalty. Is what it is. But I'm gonna go with Akers here. And then one QB, we got Baker and Kyler. Oof. I would love to tell you Kyler. Or not Kyler. I would love to tell you Baker. I've loved Baker this whole season. I think he's been doing fantastic. But going against San Francisco is a tough one for me. They have they have a strong defense. Kyler going against the Jets. Jets are pretty good against them too, but right now San Francisco looks to be even better just because they've been giving up a lot of points to QBs recently. I'm going to lean Baker here in this particular question. If it's 6-point passing touchdown, I would probably lean 6-point passing touchdown. I'm leaning Baker. If it's 4 passing, I'd lean Kyler. Just because of the rushing upside for Kyler. But otherwise, I'm going to go Baker. And then flex 1 and 1 tight end. First, Ricky Pearsall, Odunze, Ferguson, and Hunter Henry. Tight end, I'm going to go Ferguson. I just feel better about that scenario. Flex, I would probably go Ricky Pearsall. I know that Debo's there, Jennings is there, so he might be involved. But Dunze, no, you know what? Maybe a Dunze. The needle they're both in the same tier for me. And at this point, I'm looking at the matchup wise. They just have a really tough matchup. I can't go with Dunze here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ricky Pearsall. I'm never gonna tell you. It's very rare that I'm gonna tell you to play 2 tight ends at a flex. This one is definitely not one of them. So I'm gonna go Pearsall here with that and Fergie for your tight end. So Dylan, thank you for that question. Really appreciate that. Untandem Music, what's going on, brother? I'm really great to see you here. Good morning. So I had Jamar Chase, Mark Andrews, and Chase Brown. You lucky son of a bitch. I wish I had that. My question is, should I start or sit the rest of my team? It's I like that flex. I like it. No, man, you got it. But good for you, brother. Patrick Glario in the house going, yo, Giants blow, can't watch anymore. Hey, at least you're watching me. I can give you updates as we go. I mean, Giants are pushing the ball down the field, 2nd and 2 right now. They just look like garbage. Daniel Jones missed a ridiculous pass that he should have made. He had all the time in the world to throw it and just double clutched it and didn't, wasn't confident in the throw. Tracy, you had a hole the size of the world on your right-hand side and you go left. God, I can't watch this anymore. Patrick goes, so pick 2, Odunze, Demarcus Robinson, Taysom Hill, or do I take a shot with Nico off IR? So here's the thing. You have an opportunity to use Nico. I like Demarcus Robinson in this grouping. I also like Taysom Hill, but it's very hard for me to tell you Well, I'm getting news now. So for those that need to know, Amari Cooper will be out today. Amari Cooper is out. Just getting this word from Ian Rappaport. So just be aware, Amari Cooper is out today. Khalil Shakir looks like a huge start for the Bills and will be their lead receiver. So Demarcus Robinson for me is definitely the option here. If Nico Collins is active for the game, you can just switch him right out, and it's actually a really good choice for me. So Demarcus Robinson is definitely the choice I'm going to make here, and then roll with Nico if if he's active. KJ, what's going on, KJ? He goes Sam Darnold or Herbert today. 4-point passing touchdown. All right, well, they're essentially the same person, in my opinion. We got the Titans today against the Chargers. Titans have been relatively a decent defense overall, even though they're not great. 15th against quarterbacks to this point. They're pretty good against wide receivers, which would mean for them a lower ceiling. Herbert going against Jacksonville. Jacksonville is currently, like I said, they have a bad weather game, if you will. Jacksonville, there's going to be chance of showers, 10-mile-an-hour winds. It should be okay overall. Herbert, I believe, is playing in a dome today. Let me double check my math here. Yeah, they're in their dome in SoFi. They're in the same tier for me. I have them ranked currently. Where do I have them? I have Darnold at 5, and I have Herbert at 16. Yeah, let's stick with Darnold even in the bad weather. That might be your best bet overall. I think he can do well against that defense as a whole. So let's go Sam Darnold here. So Will Hayes in the house. What's going on, Will Hayes? Glad to have you here. Start one in my flex spot. Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney. All right. Well, Amari Cooper, I just said he's going to be out. So this is between DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney. Right now, rankings-wise, I do have Mooney at 17 and DJ Moore at 21, believe it or not. I think Darnell Mooney is a great play today. I know that it's hard to tell you to play the number 2 option, but with Drake London a little banged up, I do see this as being a little bit more. They might lean towards Darnell Mooney, especially with also Kyle Pitts, who I didn't list in the news and notes. He's going to be available, but he's banged up too. So I think Darnell Mooney is a pretty good play in PPR. Patriots are porous. They're about 18th against the wide receiver this year. I prefer the Saints because they are just beat up at corner right now after losing Lattimore. They don't really have much behind that. I really would prefer, most likely, I'm going to go Darnell here. I like the matchup a little bit better overall. I like the quarterback better with Kirk Cousins over Caleb Williams. So yeah, I'm going to go Darnell Mooney here. So Patrick goes, oh yeah, I had Chase, and we do high score of the week for different positions, and this week was wide receiver, so that should be a lock. Nice. So he goes, well, I picked up Robinson in case I have to sit Collins. So Robinson is in case Nico can't go. I have Hill and Adunze that play at 1 o'clock. What do I do? Yeah, no. Like I said, I think you're okay with I think it's okay to go with Robinson, even if Nico is out. I think Robinson is a good play. Taysom and Adunze, I like Taysom Hill a lot. It's just really hard for me to tell you to play a tight end in a flex spot. Unless it's like Scott Fishbowl where, it's 3 times tight end premium type scoring. If it's just regular everyday PPR scoring and stuff like that, he's going to be used, but I would really rather play a guy like Robinson if Nico is out. But then it gives you the opportunity to play Nico. So you're in a pretty good spot either way. So I would probably stick with, big run by Tracy and a touchdown. Great run by Tyrone Tracy. Wow. It was like 25, 30-yard touchdown. He ran right through the middle of that defense and just, held off tacklers all the way to the very end. Man, wow. What a play. 30-yard touchdown right there. Just used that speed and just got right into the end zone. It's great. So I can't play Robinson because if Nico is out, won't have a backup. So it's no. Remember, DeMarcus Robinson plays on Monday night. So you are good to go with DeMarcus Robinson there. So that's my whole point. You can, if Nico is out, play DeMarcus Robinson. And you're going to be okay. Like, that's fine. You have a good pivot option with DeMarcus Robinson. I just don't trust Hill or Odunze in that particular situation. Unless we're talking about a different Robinson. DeMarcus Robinson is playing on Monday night, so you should be fine. Big touchdown by Tyrone Tracy, man. So you can at least know, oh, man, real happy about that. I have Tyrone in a lot of leagues. So we got 8 minutes until we get our particular actives and inactives, other than, of course, Amari Cooper. Make sure you guys take out Amari Cooper from your lineup if you haven't already. Right now, it's going to be Khalil Shakir, Matt Collins, Curtis Samuel, Jalen Virgil. So Patrick goes, but wouldn't Robinson be better off? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Patrick, play Robinson. Put him in where in your flex. Wait until you hear the news about Nico Collins, which will come out roughly around 7:30. No, like 7. Usually comes out like 6:45, 7 o'clock. When you find out if he's playing, switch him right out and you're good to go. Then you got Nico Collins to play. And if they say he's ready to play, he's ready to play. This is a home game. It's a big game. This is like a Super Bowl type scenario type game. This is a huge game for the NFL. I think, they did a great job putting this on Sunday night. I wish they had, their players. The line currently is at 49.5, which went down. It was 50, I think, on Friday, and then it went down on, I think, in the last 2 days. So it's at 59.5, kind of where it opened at. So I would just say this is one of the higher scoring games. I would prefer to play this because then even if the Dolphins, even if let's just say Collins is out, you're playing Robinson in a over-under that's 58.5. I like it. So, and he's been on fire lately. So you have two really good options. So he goes, was confused. Hill and Odunze play at 1. And if Robinson is one of those spots and Nico doesn't go, I have to scrum. Yeah, that's my point. Play Robinson in your flex, and then you are good to go because then you can change out Nico Collins at like 6:45. That's why I'm not recommending Hill or Odunze. Just out of these 3, play Robinson and then switch out Nico if you need to, for sure. Let me see. I'm getting news. Nothing crazy. Okay, so right tackle for the Commanders is going to be out today. Andrew Wiley. He's been one of their most consistent. He'll be out. So that's going to be huge for TJ Watt to eat today. Steelers defense might be a good play today, but it's kind of tough when you're going against an offense that's put up a ridiculous amount of points each week. So we'll wait and see. We'll go over some of my DFS picks. If there are no questions, I'll give you guys some DFS, just casual DFS stuff, little value picks that you can go for. If you're in a, if you like playing with your friends and stuff like that, These are good for those scenarios. Not really for tournaments and stuff. A lot of people tend to use these guys in pretty heavily in their lineups. So Miles Sanders has been ruled out. He kind of had a bad ankle injury midway through the second. So it's just really Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard has been looking great. Really impressed with what Chuba has been doing recently as of this year. Especially after getting that huge contract, that 4-year, $33 million, 15 guaranteed. Really like what Chuba Hubbard has been doing all year. His stats are pretty high. I think the Panthers lucked out. Jonathan Brooks was inactive today. It's making me think that Jonathan Brooks isn't really ready. They just wanted to put him up on the roster. They wanted to give him as long as possible to get ready. Yeah, they're 2-7, so there's really no point in playing him at this point. But he's got to develop a little bit and get his feet underneath him. But I think at this point you can combine the two of them, and I think both are going to be great. This is a really, really young team. Oh no, Chuba getting real. That was a good run for Chuba. But this team is looking young. They got 3 really young receivers that are currently out there. Hubbard is a little older, but he's just a really good, leader in the locker room and, really there to help. But you got Bryce Young there, Jalen Coker, Xavier Legette. They do have Adam Thielen and so on and so forth. Brian Burns is down after that tackle. He just, Chuba Hubbard had like a 20-yard run. Burns was right behind him on his heels and went down. He's on the ground now. God, can never catch a break. But yeah, they also have Javon Sanders and stuff like that, like Javion. Sorry. Honestly, I think they have a really good base for when they are, on all cylinders. I think they could be very good moving forward. So Patrick goes, I'm still confused. Let me break it down. I have a flex spot open and a wide receiver spot open. So if I don't play Hill or Odunze, which play at 1, I don't have a backup, only Robinson. So if Nico don't play, I'll just have Robinson for Monday, but still have to fill a spot. Okay, so you can put Robinson in your wide receiver spot, which is completely okay because you have Nico sitting there. And then you can throw in, I would say, it's hard for me to tell you to play Taysom Hill as a flex spot. I think Odunze is probably your better bet. But I would put Odunze in that flex spot. Yeah, put Odunze in the flex, and then put Robinson in the normal, or you can switch it out. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you can put Robinson in the flex if it makes you feel better, and then Odunze in the wide receiver, and then you're switching it out anyway for that flex spot. I think Hill is the odd man out of this equation. You can take Hill out of the equation for this particular scenario. So if you're looking to fill a flex and a wide receiver, that's what I would do. I would have Robinson in one and Odunze in the other. And then if you have Nico Collins available, you just switch out Robinson in whatever spot you have him in. Hopefully that clears it up for you. Now that I have a better understanding of what you're dealing with, that just makes a little bit more sense to me if that's what you're talking about. So we are getting down to actives and inactives. They are going to be coming in very shortly. When I get them, I will let you know. Why are they labeling Miles Sanders as the guy? I hope he didn't. Oh, no, it's Michael K. Why would they list it as Miles Sanders on this app? Ridiculous. Guy's currently at like the hospital, most likely, trying to get his ankle treated. So Panthers have the ball now. They are currently on the 46-yard line, or the Giants' 46-yard line. They are 1st and 10, 7 minutes left roughly, going down the field. Oh, Bryce just getting a big first down and more, getting 20 yards on that run. Oh, good for Bryce, man. He does have wheels when he needs it. But yeah, 20 yards on that run. Looks like they're going to be on the 30-yard line or 20-yard line roughly. Let's see where he ended up. 22-yard line. 22 line of the Giants. Man, I wonder if the Giants lose, is Dayball gone? It's really starting to feel like that might be a scenario. So he goes, not really, because if I play Odunze, he plays at one. So if I play him, I'll have one spot left for Robinson or Nico. But I'm liking Robinson and Nico. But if Nico can't go, Hill and Odunze would played already. That's fine. That's fine, bro. That's the whole point I'm trying to make here, is that it doesn't really matter. Your whole scenario is good. You can play Odunze. Don't worry about Hill. Get Hill out of your thought process, because it's just, in these scenarios, it's just not worth playing. You're better off playing Robinson and Odunze. Put one in the other in either spot. It doesn't really matter. If you and then you have Nico Collins as a backup to throw right in, which means you're still going to have to drop somebody at one point. But I'm telling you, it's just better off going that way. Saints inactives are coming through right now. Cedric Wilson will be out for the Saints. He is one of their older and reliable wide receivers. He's out today. Jamal Williams is also out for the Saints. That bodes well for Taysom Hill. So maybe I should be telling you to play him, but I honestly don't feel comfortable playing him today in this scenario. Let me see. Bucks don't have anybody. Mike Williams, who we already know. Drake London is active today. Keon Coleman and Amari Cooper are inactive today. Bears don't have anybody of real significance in or out. Nick Bosa, great catch. Holy crap. Great throw by Bryce. Who is that? Oh, David Moore. Good for them. Good touchdown, David Moore. Let me see. Nick Bosa, Debo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, Christian McCaffrey, they're all active today. So all your 49ers are active. Trevor Lawrence is officially inactive today. So the reason why he's projected to be so low is because Kupp and Puka are both active and healthy. So he's playing as the third wide receiver, roughly. Take that as you will. But I honestly would play this scenario regardless, just because I'm telling you, regardless of the whole situation, Hill could have a good game, sure. But then you are put in a position where you cannot play Nico unless you put Robinson in your wide receiver spot and you play Taysom over Odunze. So if you play Taysom over Odunze, you're playing Taysom in the flex and you're playing Robinson in your wide receiver spot, and then you lose out on Odunze. But I'm assuming this is full PPR. I want Odunze over that. So I'm gonna tell you to play Odunze in the wide receiver spot, or it doesn't really matter, and just play Robinson Odunze and then switch out Robinson if Nico Collins is active. That's what I would do. Essentially, yes, but you want to yes. The answer is yes. Just do it that way. Switch out Robinson if Collins is out. That's your best bet at this point. Either way, that flex you can, or the flex in this case, you can, flex out either or. Oh, they brought it back. It was not a touchdown. There was a penalty on the play. My bad for this. Big catch on first down going to David Moore. But yeah. Hey, man, everyone's having a rough time with Collins. You're not the only one. Believe me. We all are in must-win scenarios. KJ goes pick 2. Tipton, Hollins, Shepard. Gross. Absolutely gross. Great play by Sanders. Just missed it right on the goal line. Shepard for sure. I think Shepard is a must. And I think you have to go. I think I'm going to go Tipton. That might be your best bet. Otherwise, they're going to be behind. Negative game script shows that they're going to have to pass the ball. I'm going to have to do that. Washington's inactives. Brian Robinson Jr. is out today, as we already told you. No one else of note from the Vikings game. No one of note for the Chiefs game other than Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Juju Smith-Schuster. They're both out today, but we already knew that. Trevor Lawrence, we already know. No one for the Broncos game, and no one for the Atlanta game. No one really crazy in that. Chuba Hubbard just scored, 3rd and goal, got in, no penalties. Chuba Hubbard getting the touchdown over, it wasn't David Moore that remember it got called back, but it goes to Chuba. Chuba gets it. Giants look gassed, man. They just look gassed on defense. Ugh. Colts. Oh, Michael Pittman is inactive, but we already kind of knew that. Moving forward, Traquan Thornton is inactive for the Patriots. That's good to know for them. Nothing crazy for the Steelers. All right. I think we got our actives and inactives all completed. Please make sure you guys, if you have any questions, throw them out there. I'm definitely here to answer your start say questions. If you haven't, and if you guys aren't really into fantasy as a weekly thing, maybe you like doing DFS and or pick'em props and things like that. Make sure you guys check out Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code GetRight, and they will give you a 50% deposit match. So you put in 10, they'll give you 5. You put in 20, they'll give you 10, all the way up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So make sure you guys check out Underdog Fantasy. They have free. I mean, they did this one already, so I know this is kind of a late one. But they did, you can get free picks like this. So make sure you guys check out Underdog check out Underdog and download the app, register, and use promo code GetRight. Oh, I haven't had this thing running. My bad. See, little things like this. This is all the things that I got to do. So I'm going to go over some DFS value picks for you guys for today as we are waiting for the Giants to get the possession to go back. So let's start with quarterbacks for today for DFS. I use FanDuel. You guys can use whoever you'd like, but the numbers that I'm going to be using today are all going to be from FanDuel. So just so you're aware. QB values, you can go with guys like Jalen Hurts or Jalen Allen or Josh Allen or Jaden Daniels. They all have, they're pretty high priced this week. A lot of players are this week. There's not a ton of value to find. So we're going to have to really dig deep. A lot of it's going to be in the wide receiver group that you're going to find value. So we're going to go down a little bit. Brock Purdy isn't bad at $8,100. But underneath that is Sam Darnold versus Jacksonville, $7,800. Really like that price for him. Kirk Cousins versus the Saints for $7,400. I really do like this matchup for him this week. With their beat up secondary, I do like it. Aaron Rodgers versus the Cardinals, $7,100 is a great price for him today if you're looking for value at the quarterback. And last but not least, Bo Nix. This is a very tough matchup. I'm going to caveat that right now. This is going to be a tough matchup for Bo Nix, but his rushing floor alone is just, it's very good and can help. So I'm liking Bo Nix today at $7,000. Not many other quarterbacks on here. You can maybe go with Derek Carr, but I don't trust it. He doesn't really have a lot behind him. Cooper Rush against, the Eagles, things like that. Not a lot of crazy value, with those guys. Let's go to our running back group. Giants get the ball on the 26-yard line. They are currently going down the field, so I'll let you know if they do anything spectacular, but right now, nothing's going on. So we can start with, guys like Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey are all higher priced. Joe Mixon as well. Bijan at $8,800. He's probably the cheapest value guy that you can get in the higher end. But if we're going to go a little bit lower and give you some value at the running back, Aaron Jones versus Jacksonville, you're going to see a huge theme out of these value picks. $7,900 for him against Jacksonville. Great number. I do like James Cook for $7,800, as well as DeAndre Swift. These three guys right here are probably your best bet for running back groupings. Ooh, Daniel Jones with the QB sneak. Just don't like those particular plays. They scare the shit out of me with them. J.K. Dobbins going against Tennessee, $7,300. Really like his usage the last few weeks. So J.K. at $7,300 is a good value for him. And then, of course, we can go down the list a little bit more. Ramondre Stevenson at $7,000. You can go with Austin Eckler at $6,800. But another guy I like, or two guys that I like, are Rachaad White and Bucky Irving at $64,000 and $63,100. These are really good prices for them against the Niners. It's a tougher matchup, of course, but I do like how they can get involved in the passing game here. So I do like Rachaad White in this matchup. Let's go back to the wide receivers. Oh, let's go to the wide receivers. We haven't gone back. Justin Jefferson, of course, is at the top. St. Brown here at $9,000. So, if you want to spend up a little bit, more than welcome to do that. But I think I got some really good value picks here for you guys in the wide receiver position. There we go. Joe Ortiz, what's going on, brother? Great to have you back as always. So one of my value picks is Garrett Wilson versus the Cardinals. $7,900. I think this is a great price for him for today. I do like Darnell Mooney, $7,500 today. This is probably going to be the lowest you're ever going to get him. So this is a good one for him. Brian Thomas Jr. as well at $7,300. Vikings are very beatable against the wide receiver. So Brian Thomas Jr., I know it's with Mac Jones, but the money that you're spending on him is reasonable. So I'm okay with that. Josh Downs, I like a lot today. $7,100 versus the Bills. Really good price point for him here. Really like the matchup. Jordan Addison is another guy that I like a lot here. $6,600 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Can't go wrong against them in this particular position. Notice I've pretty much said Vikings throughout this whole thing. Another one I like is DJ Moore, $6,500. This is more of a value pick for me than it is a actual play. If you need to spend down, he's not a horrible price for that. Jameson Williams is another one, $6,300, making his debut after his 2-game suspension. So we'll wait and see how that goes. Lad McConkey, I do like here as well against Tennessee. Khalil Shakir is probably the best value you can get right now. $6,200 going against the Colts. Another guy I like is Juwan Jennings. He is coming back today after being injured. $5,800 versus the Bucks. Bucks have been beat up bad at versus the wide receiver. So I do like that. Ricky Purcell, his teammate as well, $5,700. Little less likely that I would want that with Juwan Jennings there, but I do still like it. Tippmann as well at $5,700 is a good price for him, and Sterling Shepard at $5,700 as well. Parker Washington is another guy, but I put him in as a maybe. It was more based on if Brian Robinson or Gabe Davis was out. Ice Cold OG Jones, what's going on, brother? Great to have you here. He goes, should I drop Warren or Mason to bring on CMC from my IR spot? For me, it's Warren. I want to keep Mason for now because I want to be able to have the backup in case something goes wrong. We already saw what Jordan could do without CMC. So they're going to limit him, of course, and it's going to be a little bit more of a 60-40 split. In my opinion, Jordan might be leading that particular split today, but that will switch, very quickly. So for me, I would rather drop Warren than Mason in this scenario. Joe Ortiz goes, Shakir, Devontae Smith, J-Mo, starting Quinston Johnson and Worthy on bench sound right for you? Yes. Don't put Worthy in your lineup. It's just not worth your time. I'm just not comfortable with Worthy in any scenario. I like Quinston Johnson, Johnston. Sorry, I know I keep forgetting he has that T in there. But yeah, I like that lineup. So keep that. I like it. So let's move on real quick to the tight ends at for your value here. As you can see, George Kittle at the very top at $8,000. You don't want to pay that much. Let's move it down a little bit. We got TJ Hawkinson here at $6,500. I like it against Jacksonville. Like I said, every person I've picked today has been from the Vikings offense. Just there's a reason. Kate Nodden right underneath him against San Francisco today. It's really just because he's the only real passing option there, and they tend to pretty much this is a volume play. They're going to just load him up and they're going to get him going. Fred Warner is going to be covering him, so that's the only downside to that. But good side if you're playing IDP. Taysom Hill, I really like here, $6,300. I like him in DFS. There, Patrick. I like him in DFS because of the value. $6,300 is a great price. Sam Laporta is even a better price. $5,800. I don't think you're going to see Sam that low in the coming weeks. Kyle Pitts at $5,700 as well versus the Saints. This is another low priced tight end that I'm really shocked about. Juwan Johnson is a very, very interesting tight end for today. I do think that he could do very well today. $5,300 is a great price point for him as well. So honestly, I really like Juwan Jennings today versus the Falcons. Something's screaming in my head that it's going to be, he might be their lead receiver at the end of the day. One of my guys that I like a lot. So if you want to go spend up a ton of money on these other guys and you need like a really cheap tight end, one of my favorite tight ends to go for, believe it or not, hold on, let's see if I can find him here because he's pretty low on the list here, is Kylan Grayson. And you're probably going, who the hell is he? Kylan is playing with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco really enjoys throwing to this guy a lot. Last few weeks, he's done pretty well with him. He's a big tight end, really good at, he's more of an inline runner than the other guys. Mo Alley Cox and stuff are great, but they're more blocking. And, if they get to the red zone, on short, rollouts and play action, I like Grayson a lot here, especially if you're spending up, like I said. So let's get to the defenses for DFS. There aren't many, so we don't have a ton to go through. First and foremost is really just the Falcons going against the Saints today at $4,300. You can't go wrong with that price point going against the Saints, who are pretty beat up. Steelers, I like as well at $4,200 after the news now about their right tackle being down. Cardinals, I like a lot, man. Cardinals are going to look good today on defense, I think. I think they're going to look pretty good. against the Jets, $7,300. Cowboys versus the Eagles. This is really more because Mika Fitzpatrick is back and Jalen Hurts is hurt. I'm just, if you need to find an excuse to pay low on your defense, there's no point in spending up unless it's absolutely necessary. For me, I like those matchups for me. And those could do pretty well for you today, I think. Another one might be Jacksonville. And it's really just because of their price and because of the weather. It's going to be a little bit cruddy today. But if you picked any of those Vikings, it's not a good idea to go with the Jaguars there. It's just going to hurt you in the long term. I've always told people you should try to avoid, if possible, playing your fantasy defense, if you guys have defenses, against the players that you currently have in your starting positions, just because a touchdown in most scenarios, it goes from 6 to 3 points, just because your particular team in that case loses, your defense loses points to them scoring, and that's if they end up scoring. Just something to think about if you guys are in those types of leagues. Oh, come on, Joe. Don't do this to me. Don't ask me Darnold or Allen. That's just silly. We know the real answer. I'm going to let you answer that question for me. Wait, you answer that question for me. Who are you playing in this spot? Come on. Be real here. I love Sam Darnold. I think he's a great, great player. But seriously, who are you playing today? If you don't play Allen, I'm gonna be mad. I know he's down his receivers. I know that it's one of those scenarios where Sam Darnold has everybody he needs. Come on. You gotta go with you can't go with. Yeah. No, I appreciate you throwing out that. I know we don't have a lot going on in the chat. I appreciate it. But if you guys have any types of questions you want me, Luke Kuechly, love this guy. For those that haven't, I want you guys to take a minute, if you haven't already. Luke Kuechly, one of my favorite middle linebackers of my age that I've been able to watch. Of course, guys like Dick Butkus and Harry Carson. A lot of those guys, honestly, are just fantastic, and they're always going to be fantastic. Ray Lewis, all those guys. But I've had the opportunity to watch Luke Kuechly in my, my older years, if you will, to be able to watch him play, and he was just masterful at reading defenses and so on and so forth. Take 5 minutes to go on YouTube, if you're not watching us, of course, and go on and look for, I think it was Dale Earnhardt Jr. He had a podcast and brought on Luke Kuechly. Take a minute and watch that podcast. It was really, really great to see Luke and have him describe some of the things that he did. And it was really fun listening to him on that podcast. He's a really solid, one of my favorite middle linebackers of my time. So check it out if you haven't already. So Joe says, I need upside. I went against Lamar. Oh no. Yeah, that's tough, man. I'm going against fucking Burrow and Chase in about 3 of my leagues. I'm also one that has Burrow in one league. But otherwise, I'm going against some Burrow and Jamar stacks in some of my other teams. So I understand that completely. Got to go with Josh there. If you were the one, in the lead and you had like Chase Henry and and Chase Brown or something like that, then I'd probably tell you to go Darnold and kind of be conservative. But you got to go Allen there. Wandell with a big catch. Finally, Jones slinging the ball. I mean, it was great to see that they opened the game with like a deep pass, even though it didn't work out. Big, good throw there in zone coverage to Wandell Robinson. Trying to, the Tillman punch just didn't work there. Let's spread the ball out. Reese Thomas, what's going on, man? He goes to Devontae Smith or Tank Dell. I'm going to go Devontae Smith here. You can't go wrong with this particular scenario. I like him a lot. AJ Neighbors is hurt. And yeah, it's his head. He definitely got slammed hard on the head. Man, he got whipped around on that throw. He caught it. He went down, but he looks like he's going into concussion protocol there because he whooped. Wow, fuck, that sucks. Giants fans that are listening, if you're watching, man. Well, Neighbors is ruled out. Fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go. He banged his head hard. He looks hurt, real hurt. Yeah, that's out. So Devontae Smith here for me. He's the healthier of the two. Tank Dell dealing with the back injury. Lions pretty good at shutting down the wide receiver overall. Both games are at high-ish. The Eagles game not as much. But I just like Devontae Smith just a smidge better than Tank Dell in this particular scenario. I have Smith at 12 in my rankings, and I have Tank at 20, just to give you an idea of where I like them in my rankings. For those that always, if you guys are interested in what our rankings look like, please make sure you guys check out GetRightFF.com. We have our rankings posted there, as well as some articles, as well as some swag as well. If you guys want to buy anything with our Get Right logo on it and represent our particular brand, which of course we encourage and always want you guys to do if you can. I do have a couple of really cool, hats that I've gotten out there for myself. So looking to get those out there at one point. Once we start, getting a little bit more out there and available, I'm definitely going to start pushing hats and stuff like that. I think everyone out there would love that. So we'll wait and see. Joe goes, Monty, Dobbins, Mixon, Najee. Start two. I'm leaning Dobbins and Mixon. Well, to me, it's Mixon and Dobbins. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's Mixon and Dobbins. I think Monty is – I like Monty today a lot. In general, I usually tend to lean Monty in most scenarios. They definitely try to get him on the goal line. He's always involved in short yardage, so they always get him involved in one way or another, and he tends to – he's just – a very good player. I have David Montgomery at 17. I have Dobbins at 18. So I have no problem switching them up, but I also have Mixon at 7. He should be higher. Yeah, I like all of them, to be honest. I like Najee. I think Najee's in a really good matchup today. I have Najee at 22. Commanders are 12th against the running back in recent weeks. It's not a bad matchup. Right now, Titans are 19th against the running back. So that makes me lean a little bit more towards Dobbins. Like I said, Houston is 4th against running backs because they're more of a pass funnel defense. You can definitely score more points through the air against them. There you go, Tracy. Great run. Oh, no, that was Singletary, my bad. They both look very similar when they're on the field with the 2.9, 2.8, or 2.6. So, yeah, I like Dixon. I like Mixon and Dobbins for this particular one, for sure. Make sure you guys, those that are out there listening, please make sure you guys throw your questions in the chat if you haven't already. Also, make sure you guys are checking out some of our other podcasts. We have Kendall, who's always with me on Friday nights in the Fantasy Football Tavern. If you like cold beer and hot takes, he's the guy to go to. One of my favorite guys to listen to. He definitely breaks down those games and, anything. He breaks down anything and gives you a good perspective of everything going on in, your decisions and stuff like that. I love Kendall. Really have a great rapport with him and really like what he has to say. So make sure you guys check out Kendall at the Fantasy Football Tavern. Also check out Phil Ruskin at the Extra Point. Phil is fantastic, does a lot of DFS and Dynasty and can really help you out. So make sure you guys check out Phil at on Thursdays or Wednesdays and Thursdays. And also check out the Tycoon himself on the Fantasy Boardroom on Tuesdays. Make sure you guys check that out as well. Whew. Ortiz goes, Tracy is a beast. Yes, he is, my friend. Love it. He goes, thanks, bro. Love the great takes. That's what I'm here for. Joe Ortiz saying, like and sub, folks. League winning info here. I appreciate it. We do our best to help you guys win your league. That's what we're here for. We want you guys to win your league, so we're going to give you guys the best information possible. Oh, nice. Good first down by Daniel Jones. They're in the red zone currently, just about the 15-yard line, maybe a little bit closer. Looks like Malik Neighbors is getting evaluated for a concussion. Just be aware of that. For those that aren't, he's being evaluated for a concussion. All right. So please throw your questions in the chat if you haven't already. I'm going to wrap this up if I don't have questions, because I'm just here for you guys. I'm not here for myself. I'm here for you. I want to help you guys out. So if I don't have any questions, I might wrap this up soon so I can finish watching this wonderful Giants game. Hopefully they can catch themselves up right here and make it a 3-point game if they can. They need to get touchdowns here. Make sure you guys also are checking out Trophy Smack. Oh, I forgot to even mention these guys, Zach and Cody on the Sweet Life. They are going to be putting stuff out every Saturday, so make sure you guys are checking out Cody and Zach. It's looking like Malik Neighbors is coming back into the game. He was evaluated for his concussion, and looks like he's got his helmet on and getting ready to come back and play. So good for the Giants there. Danny running for the Euro. Go, Tracy, go. Go, Tracy, go. There you go. Getting down to the 2-yard line right there. Tracy with a big run and a first down. First and goal for the Giants. I'll call this right up until the Giants get their, hopefully they get their touchdown here. Malik, nope. Was getting called into the game, and now they pulled him out. It looks like they're just going with the jumbo package here. It had nothing to do with his particular scenario. They just have the big boys out there. Yeah. Got three tight ends, 6 linemen. Run it with Tracy. Oh, the okey doke. Daniel Jones with the okey doke. Jones with a rushing touchdown there. Great play by the Giants. Love it. Marvin Allen, what's going on, man? He goes, what's up, big dog? How you doing, brother? Great to have you here today. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat. I'm only going to be here for a short little period of time, so throw those questions in the chat if you haven't already. Want to get your questions answered. Joe goes, go Tracy, even though I'm going against him. Yeah, man, you got to root for the guy. Really love having Tyrone Tracy. Got him in a couple of my other leagues. Really enjoy having him on my team. I have him in a points league that every week the most points gets $100 per week, and then it's head-to-head. And then the winners can, you can still win from that too. So really enjoying my team today. Got Wandale Robinson going well. Tyrone Tracy in my lineup today, facing Chuba Hubbard, which they're 2 against 1 is never fun and never good when the 1 is doing better than the 2. So Marvin goes, start 2, Debo, Mooney, D-Hop, or Shakir. I'm assuming, Marvin, this is full PPR. If it is full PPR, this is going to be a little bit more difficult for me. I think Shakir is probably one of your better ones, just because he's by himself, no one else there to get the ball. It's a good matchup for him overall. Bill's going against the Colts. I like that particular matchup. So I think Shakir is pretty much I think Shakir is your lock. The harder is going to be the 3, Debo, Mooney, and D-Hop. I think this is going to be a tough matchup. Well, I think this is going to be a tougher matchup for D-Hop going against Patrick Surtain. Not saying that I'm not saying that D-Hop can't handle it. He's gone against tougher corners in his lifetime. He's just not the same player. I know they're going to get him involved. They're going to get him, used in one way or another. But I do think that they go a different route in this game. I think the game plan is going to be a little bit more along the lines of trying to get anyone else. Mooney is the other guy I really like for this. Debo is coming back a little injured, going against the Bucks. It's a good matchup for him, though. This is a really tough one for me, to be honest. I do like Shakir. I do like Mooney. I just like I like all four, man. You have an abundance of riches. So I want to tell you Mooney and Shakir. Like those, I think that I know it sounds odd because in most scenarios, if this isn't that type of day, this time of year, man, like I have Debo at 14, I have Darnell Mooney at 17. I got to move Shakir up. I haven't moved him up yet, just because I've been talking with you guys. But I'd probably be having Shakir roughly in. Yeah, I'd probably have Shakir at like 16. So it'd be Shakir at 16, Debo at 14, and Darnell at 18. Got to go with healthy. I agree with Joe in those particular scenario. I think it's got to be Mooney and Shakir here. I like D-Hop. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a tougher matchup for him. I have D-Hop in one league that I'm currently not playing him in. But I am playing him in another league just because I'm kind of, I don't want to say forced to, but it's another league where I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with Collins and go from there. So, oh, wow. 3P, 1C, fail. What's going on, man? Tyler or Aaron Rodgers. Ew. That's my response. Ew. No, let's get you an answer. So we have I have Kyler at 14. I have Aaron at 17. So both are pretty similar when it comes to tier and, where and if I would play them. QB-wise, matchups for the defense. Jets are much better against the QBs than Arizona. Arizona's been giving up the 21 most points to QBs. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae and Garrett Wilson have been looking good lately. They're starting to get their feet underneath each other. Kyler's floor, though, is a lot higher just because of his rushing upside. So in this particular case, it's hard for me to tell you to not play Kyler just because of the rushing upside. And this team likes the blitz. They play a lot of man coverage because they can. So I think it like I said, it's just really hard for me to tell you not to play Kyler. Oh no, Chuba just went down hard. Oh, Chuba, no. Man. Come on, Giants. I love my Giants, but that was bad. That looked like a hip drop, and they should be calling it. He screwed his knee up real bad there. There's a flag on the play, so I'm hoping that's what the flag's for. He did fumble the ball. Giants did recover. Oh, no. Yeah. I wouldn't say the bench is clear, but they definitely got a lot of people out there checking in on Hubbard. Man. Did he get up? Yeah, he's walking. All right, he's up. Just feel bad for the guy. I don't want him to have that particular scenario happen to him. Make that got the bag. What do we got here? After the play. Hands to the face, offense. Okay. So it was a penalty on the offense. Giants got the ball. It was a fumble, and Giants got the ball. So fumble here. Yep. Yeah. Man, it didn't look good, though. That did not look good for Hubbard. He was trying to keep his leg up, and the ball was coming out. Yeah. Man, he went down hard, too. But he's walking on his own. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. So to answer your question there, Epic Phil, I think Aaron Rodgers has the better matchup overall. Kyler just is a higher floor. So for me, if you're in a situation, let's just say you're facing guys like Burrow and Chase, or the combo of both, or you're a little bit behind and you need a little bit more. Kyler might be your better bet just because he has more upside with his rushing. Aaron Jones is more of he's the safer play in my opinion. Oh wow, great play by Theo there. That was a tip ball that he caught. Wow, great catch for a first down. Yeah, it was clean. I thought it was a hip drop for a second. It looked a little off. But after rewatching it, it was fine. He had his leg extended out. That was his own problem. Wow. Jones really missed through that ball, and it deflected off of the defender to go right into Theo's hands. Great catch. Great catch. So yeah, I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers here. I think he probably can get you 290 and a couple touchdowns, maybe 2 or 3. Kyler, it's a tougher matchup for him. I think he'll probably do better with his rushing floor than it would be for his passing. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that with Aaron Rodgers here. He goes full PPR: Etienne, Javonte Williams, Bucky, and Mason. If you're only going with one there, it's got to be Javonte. I don't love it going against the Chiefs. Chiefs are pretty good against the running back this year. Etienne, I just don't trust. I don't trust Etienne at all. Bucky is a close second, but I think I'm going to go with Javonte here. I don't trust Mason either, just because of CMC coming back. I don't know how that's going to affect him. And full PPR wise, he's really more of a short yardage guy. Javonte can be involved in the passing game. So I'm going to go Javonte here. Giants are on the 8-yard line, or the Panthers 8-yard line. Jones is going out to pass. Pass is short and an interception. He was trying to get to Tracy. Tracy couldn't hold on to the ball. It was in his hands and then went right out. Linebacker that tipped the ball to Theo ended up catching it this time. Man, Giants can't catch a break, man. Tyrone missed it in the catch. Linebacker had it, went down, got it. Man. I was behind him, of course. Come on, Jones. Lead the receiver. Why can't you just lead the damn receiver? Anyway, this is tough to watch being a Giants fan. I think I saw Chuba getting on the field, so I think he's okay. I'll wait a second. No, they don't have him on the field, or at least I don't think that's him. I could be wrong, though. Hard to see from this far away. He looked like he had fresh legs, though, or whoever it was. Oh, that is Chuba. Yeah, he's back. Chuba looks good, ready to go. So he's back on the field. It looked way worse on the field if you looked at it. He just looked real beat up there. Man. That's a turnover for Daniel Jones, not for Tyrone Tracy. He didn't have any possession of the ball, so it doesn't affect him. Affects Daniel Jones, though. Yeah. Need the defense to do something here. We got 5 minutes left, roughly, for the Giants versus the Cardinals. If those are people are tuning in now, make sure you guys are throwing your questions in the chat. I'm here to answer your questions. So any questions that you got, throw them in the chat. I'm just going to be sitting here going through this Panthers-Giants game, for at least the next 4 minutes. 4 NFL minutes. Yeah, we got the CEO himself here. Gosh, classic Daniel Jones, man. Yeah, I know. Oh, Leggett. Or not Leggett, Coker. That was a great pass by Young. Missed it by like a half a freaking hair. Man, he had him on the wheel route too. Man, missed him. Man, by a Connie hair. My wife doesn't like me using the other one. Man, that was close. All right. What else do we got going on here at Get Right Fantasy Network? Let me see what we got going on. Don't got anything else in the chat. Oh, forgot to promote these guys. Make sure you guys check out TrophySmack.com. We're getting to that point, ladies and gentlemen. We're just past halfway through the season. It's sad. This season went way too quick. Not gonna lie. But make sure if you don't already have this for your league, you can get these customized belts. You can make this any way that you want. They got the trophy that is customizable as well. You can also get a customized ring. If you've watched the show before, you've definitely see Anthony's ring. He's won it. Also, you can get a Kirk Cousins chain as well. So make sure you guys check out TrophySmack.com. Use promo code GetRight, and they will help you at checkout. So Rasta said he actually started Daniel Jones over Justin Herbert and Russell Wilson. It's not a horrible play going against the Panthers. Panthers have been mediocre, if not bad, against most teams this year. It made sense. I would do it too. I think I'm playing Daniel in one of my super flex leagues. He's more my QB too. Joe going, I need a New York win. I think we all need a New York win there, Joe. We need this. We need this like air. Man, I'm liking Tracy a lot here. Yeah, yeah, he's definitely been worse. Currently his box score isn't horrible. 14 of 135, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. But he has a rushing touchdown with 26 yards rushing. Wandell was offsides. That sucks. What? How was he offsides? That was a bad call. Come on, Daniel. Throw the damn ball. Stop holding it in your freaking hands, man. You had all day to throw that freaking thing. Throw it right at him. Did Wandell catch that? Nope. Off the turf. Come on, man. Got to make better throws than that. Got to make better throws than that. 3:40 left in the Giants game. Carolina is up by 17. Sorry, not up by 17. Sorry, 17-14. My bad. Still need my coffee this morning. Good throw. Overthrew him. Eric Anderson, what's going on, man? Great to have you here. He says 12-team, half PPR. We got Hawk or Laporta. Whew. I'm going to go Hawk. Better matchup overall. I do like Hawkinson in this matchup. Believe me, last year I would have told you Laporta. It's a little hard for me to say that, but yeah, I'm going to go Hawk here. Looks like Jalen Clowney is down. That sucks. Really like him a lot. Eric also goes, start Tua or Cousins this week. I'm going Cousins. Like Cousins in this matchup. Marcus Lattimore being out kind of helps that process. Definitely makes their defense a little bit more vulnerable. Losing Dennis Allen as well. Lots of different things going on for this matchup. I do like Cousins. Conklin or Schultz? Full PPR. I'm going to go Schultz. They need guys. They need pass catchers. If Tank Dell is the only guy there and Collins is out, Schultz for sure. I know you have no choice to go with either him or Conklin. Hopefully we have more news. hopefully we get more news prior to the 4 o'clock game, and then you could, you can just switch out, go to Conklin if Collins is reported to be playing. But I'm going to go with Schultz here. I think it's a better play. Perry Williams in the house. He goes, this is going to be disgusting. Here we go. Start 2. Ray Davis, Braylon Allen, or Jordan Mason. Ugh. I like all these guys in their own way. I like them more in Dynasty than I do in Redraft. Redraft, I want to say, see, and Joe, I don't disagree here. I think it might be a better play, but I think Ray Davis might be your best bet. And the reason, and here's my reasoning behind it. Josh Allen is short his 2 top receivers in Coleman and Amari. Their particular offense as a whole has been more of a rushing offense as a whole. I think they're going to split carries between both, and Ray Davis has been effective throughout the year. I have Ray Davis on a few teams and sat there and went, oh my God, all these guys are really tough to pick from. I love Braylon Allen as a whole. I think he's one of the better guys that's on the field. It's a shame he's behind guys like Breece Hall. I think he would be his own, RB1 on any other team, to be fair. Ray Davis, I like the matchup a little better. Colts currently are 18th against the running back comparatively to teams like, Tampa Bay is bad against the running back, 28th, giving up a ton of points against, dual running backs. Yeah, see that's the other part about it. I don't think Garindo is honestly, I don't think Garindo is your problem. I think it's more CMC. I don't see Garindo really stepping in as much. Mason's also hurt with the shoulder. And honestly, we saw the last few weeks where he's going out. Like he's gotten hit or, hit something wrong, and then he's out for the rest of the game. I'd rather go with the guys that I know that are healthy. Ray Davis is healthy. So I'm a little bit better with that too. I just rather run with a guy that I know is healthy on a good offense that is going to run the ball, and that's Ray Davis. So I'm going to go with Ray Davis here. I do like Braylon Allen a lot. I like the player more than I like the scenario. Cardinals are pretty bad to their particular situation. They're 25th against running backs right now. So the matchup isn't that great overall, but Colts are still they're beatable. So I'm going to go Ray Davis here. I like it a little bit better. Appreciate it, Perry. We got 2 minutes and 37 seconds left in the Giants game. Xavier Legette just caught a big one. And now it's 2nd and 2. Or I guess he dropped it. Did he miss that pass? I don't have the volume on, so I don't know if he made the catch or not. I just saw him make a catch, and then they went back to the field. Yeah, no, he missed. No, he did. 11-yard catch. I was right. Giants called the timeout. They're trying to keep some time on that clock for Daniel Jones to hopefully go down and score. Right now, we need our defense to step up. 12 and 2 or 2nd and 2. All right, they're just running the clock right now, it looks like, for the Panthers. They're trying to play conservative. I don't know if that's going to work for them or not. 3rd down. We got 3rd down and 10. 3rd and 10, roughly. Perry Williams, pick or flex 2. Hopkins, Otten, McBride, or Brian Thomas. Man, those are some great options, man. Sometimes if this was tight end premium, I'd tell you to go Otten into McBride without even thinking twice. Who's your lead tight end that you are flexing McBride and Otten? The only 2 guys that I could think that you might have in that tight end spot if you're not playing McBride and Otten is Kelsey or Oh, there's no tight ends? Man, your league sucks. I'm sorry. I would go McBride for one of them. See, that's the thing, man. Ortiz, he's not wrong. Like, I want to say Otten and McBride. Like, those are the two I want for your flex spot. Just because, like, I know Brian Thomas is Brian Thomas. Mac Jones limits his ceiling. Patrick Mahomes with Hopkins is a great play. So for me, it's really between Hopkins, Otten, and McBride. And McBride has been on fire as a PPR guy, and so is Otten. So all three of these guys are great. I'm going to say Otten and McBride. That's going to be my choice. I think Hopkins has a tougher matchup than people think. But yeah. So he goes, we could not go through that pain again like last year, but it's been between this year. It's been between this year for tight ends. Yeah. I'm going to go Otten and McBride for that grouping. Oh, it's been better between. Okay. Oh, it's been better this year for tight ends. Yes. Yes, it has. All right, Giants get the ball on the 21-yard line, on their 21-yard line. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in this game. Carolina is still ahead 17-14. Giants are hopefully going for the win, but can tie the game up here with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left. Just threw the ball to Malik Neighbors, who's getting to the line ASAP. We can only hope there, Perry. We can only hope. Trying to get a play off before the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 6. Daniel Jones throws it. Goes to who else? Malik Neighbors for a first down. So now we got the 2-minute warning. Ball will be roughly, if memory serves me, on the 34-yard line. 1st and 10. Just waiting to see after the 2-minute warning. Whew. Got a lot going on today, boys. Enjoying it. Enjoying my Week 10 start. It's always great to wake up to football in the morning and to be able to talk to you guys and help you guys win your leagues. Make sure you guys, if you have any more questions, throw them in the chat. I'm only going to be here until the end of the Giants game, and then I'm out of here. I got to set my lineups, make sure I'm all set for my week. I have a lot of situations I got to deal with, just like you guys. Got a lot of, Collins questions that I got to get through and try to, figure out what I want to do with Nico Collins. It's looking more like he's going to play based on, the scenarios I keep seeing. I haven't gotten any news about Nico Collins. Other than that, he's a game time decision. So I have not seen anything that tells me if he is or isn't going to play. I'm looking everywhere for it right now, just because I'm curious. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I've been having a ball trying to figuring out if he's going to play. Yeah, I have a guy posting right now. He's like, the fantasy community needs Jake Laser to pull up 5 minutes before the 1 o'clock games to announce if Nico Collins is going to play or not. Same with Tyreek Hill. Man, this is going to be a rough one, guys. He's going to be, like I said, he's going to be a true game time decision. True game time decision for this one. Tyreek is also a game time decision for those that are just joining into the show. So if you have Tyreek Hill or Nico Collins, both are going to be game time decisions. Nico Collins coming off IR as of yesterday at 4 p.m. He was limited in practice on Friday, and that's about it. They did not activate him to practice until Friday. That could have been more of a rest thing. The more I keep reading about it, most of the time these guys don't practice or play on Wednesdays and Thursdays, even if they are healthy or even if they are available. They usually take Wednesday and Thursday to sit. They go through preparing and everything on Friday. And then they get, that's their kind of being ready for game time. This is a Sunday night game, so it makes it very difficult for everybody to see, everybody to have an idea if he is playing, you definitely want to back up in those particular scenarios because you want to be able to play him. I'm in a situation where I might not have the ability to play him because I would have to play a guy like Josh Downs over a guy like Collins, just because what a catch by Malik Neighbors. That was an unbelievable catch. Oh, he missed it. Oh, it hit the ground. Oh, it hit the ground. Oh, it was so close. Are they reviewing it? Oh, man. From the angle that they had the camera, man, it looked like he had that catch in his hands. Wow, yeah, that hit the ground, and he played it off like he had it. He tried. He definitely tried. That would have been great if he had that. Man, I thought that was a great play on his part. Wow, great play. Nope, they called it back. 2nd and 10. They finally reviewed it the right way. Giants are on the 34-yard line. Their 34-yard line. Still need to get past the 50-yard line. Throw to Jalen Hyatt on the ball. Minute 40 left in the game on the Giants 41-yard line. They're moving quickly, trying to get the ball out. Need to get out of bounds. Nope. Stayed in bounds. Quick tackle, J.C. Horn. 1st down. Minute and 27 seconds left. 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line. Giants need to get out of bounds. Spread formation. Daniel Jones goes, passes to Theo Johnson. Past the 40-yard line. We are on the Carolina 41st. Still clock running, 58 seconds left. Daniel Jones passes. Gets to Jalen Hyatt. Just short of a 1st down. They got to keep going. Giants have no timeouts. No timeouts. It looks like they're going for, in this case, they're going for the field goal, it looks like. 27-yard or 28-yard line. They're moving slow. 2nd and 1. Catch by Neighbors on the 27-yard line of Carolina. They're getting on the ball. They're going to spike it. 17 seconds left. I mean, they're going to be going with Gano, who's coming back from IR, missed the kick before. Had a really he pulled it a little bit to the right. It's going to OT. Giants win with the touchdown to cover my bet. Yeah. Hey man, maybe it goes to touchdown here. Let's see. Carolina calls a timeout after the spiked ball. Ball is on the 17-yard line. Or, sorry, 27-yard line. My bad. Perry goes, Jones looks terrible, then he puts together a good last stride if the game's close every time. Yeah, I've noticed that too. He's really good when situations need him to be, but during the game, he's just not good. But I don't understand why they don't just run that type of offense throughout the freaking game. Just go quick. No, I need the Giants to win by. Oh, you need the Giants to win by. Okay, I get why now. Okay. So you need them to go to overtime for the win. I get it. Yeah, I agree there, Perry. Out of bounds to Theo Johnson. He makes the catch. Clock stops with 12 seconds left in the game. They are on the 17-yard line. Looks like they're trying to set up Gano for overtime. See if he can get the kick if this goes into overtime, just so you guys know, I'm going to probably wrap it up at that point and go watch the overtime on my couch, my nice comfy couch. Ball is on the 24-yard line of the Panthers. Carolina calling another timeout. What's the point of calling the timeout now? Like, the ball's out of bounds. It's already stopped the clock. Why are you stopping the clock? You're just delaying the inevitable. Just to use them? It makes no sense right here. Carolina is not making any sense here. Use those timeouts when needed. I know you're waiting for one to ice the kicker. Like, it makes 100% sense. But right now, it's just, why use them after a play like that? To slow them down and slow the momentum? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I just don't like that call. I never bet against Gano as a Cowboys fan. Yeah. 24-yard line. Giants light up in spread formation. Jones throws it out of bounds. 10 seconds left. 4th and 7. They're bringing out Gano. This will leave roughly about 6 to 7 seconds left for the Panthers, who most likely will just kneel it and go into overtime, but we'll see. 42-yard attempt right now for Graham Gano. He's lining it up. They're going to call the timeout. Yep. Panthers call the timeout to ice the kicker. Just catching up on news and notes. Just waiting to see if there's any news about it. And it's through. Giants are going into overtime. So just to give you guys, I have a guy that I follow. He was saying that Nico Collins is very atypical of coming off of IR, log only 1 limited, and then play data favors him sitting, but being activated Saturday suggests the opposite. Both reports and data suggest he's likely near full strength, but the limited practice involving post IR hamstring tends to correlate with the volatile workload. Consider his high risk player for wide receiver 1 upside. We'd start if active. So if he starts, you're definitely, you can definitely play him. Giants got to have top 3 helmet for me. That blue is so clean. Yeah, I like the old one a lot better without destroying my whole yeah, I'm going to destroy everything. I like this one. This is my favorite Giants helmet of all time. And this one is just so happens to be signed by good old Lawrence Taylor. So my favorite Giant and probably favorite football player of all time. Love my Lawrence Taylor signed stuff. I got too many. Looks like Panthers are going to get a free play right here. Ooh, everything's okay. Wait, end of regulation? End of regulation. Okay. So Perry goes, yeah, the old logo is so nice. Then the Cowboys just tweak the star every 40 years. Yeah. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to be wrapping this up. Please make sure you guys check out our other channels as well. I'm going to go watch the game over at, in my living room with my wonderful wife. Make sure you guys check out our other shows this week. We have our Monday show, our Tuesday show with Tycoon, Wednesday as well, Thursday and Fridays. We have both. So make sure you guys check us out then. I will see you guys next Friday. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your week 10, unless you're going against me. And Ross, if you're still in there, I got you. No, I'm kidding. He's going to kill me in all those leagues because he has Jamar and Burrow. So hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your week 10. I will see you guys next week on Friday. Have fun. Go Giants. Let's get this win there, Giants. Giants get the ball. Let's go. Peace.
Wanted to write fantasy is the play. Marking nothing, but I tune in every Friday. Strategy